All right, so let's jump right in. We're going to talk about how artificial intelligence, well, it's not just for Silicon Valley anymore. It's actually getting its hands dirty, you know? It's completely changing the game in one of our oldest and, frankly, most vital industries, farming.
So check out this number. It's kind of the whole reason we're even talking about this. By 2050, we're looking at a world population of, get this, 10 billion people. That is a ton of mouths to feed.
And to feed all those people, well, estimates say we need to boost our global food production by something like 70%. But here's the catch, right? We can't just magically make more land. We've got to get a whole lot smarter with the resources we already have. And that really gets to the heart of the challenge for farming today. It's not just a simple grow more stuff problem. It's about how we stop losing so much of what we grow and how we get way, way more efficient. Especially with, limited resources and a climate that's, well, not getting any more predictable.
And this chart, it really drives home the sheer scale of the problem. Think about it. Pests, diseases, they put this incredible strain on our entire food system. In fact, crop diseases alone can wipe out up to 40% of our crops every single year. I mean, that's just a mind-boggling amount of food that never makes it to the table. A huge hurdle for sure.
But, okay, this is where it gets interesting. This is where technology, and specifically artificial intelligence, steps in with a pretty incredible promise. AI is quickly becoming this crucial tool that can help us tackle this challenge head-on. It's literally transforming farming as we know it. So to really get what's happening, you have to look at the old way versus the new way. Traditional farming, it's all about experience, stuff passed down through generations. You kind of treat the whole field as one big thing. But this new idea, precision agriculture, which is powered by AI, it just flips that completely on its head. Now it's all about data, about treating each and every plant, or at least small parts of the field, based on exactly what it needs right now. So what does that actually look like in practice? Well, it means a farmer can get super granular. They can manage their fields with this incredible level of detail, always watching, always measuring, and reacting to these tiny little differences. Like the soil being a bit drier over here or needing a little more nitrogen over there.
And these images, they just perfectly capture that jump, don't they? We're going from painting with a broad brush to using a fine-tipped pen. It's all about targeted, smart, and often automated actions.
All right, so let's pop the hood and see what's actually in AI's toolkit for farmers. What are the specific things that make all this possible? Okay, so one of the biggest game changers is image recognition. Seriously, think of AI as a botanist with superpowers. It can look at an image from a drone and spot the tiniest signs of a disease or a nutrient problem, stuff a person might not notice for days or even weeks. And here's how it basically works, broken down into a few simple steps. First, you get the picture, from a drone, whatever. Then the system cleans it up, gets rid of any visual noise. Step 3, the AI zeroes in on the important stuff, like the color, the texture of a leaf. And finally, it compares that to a huge library of images and says, yep, that's healthy, or, uh-oh, we've got a problem here. And this whole system is powered by a whole bunch of cool tech working together. You've got drones and satellites giving you that big picture view from above. Then you have these tiny IoT sensors in the soil feeding you real-time data on moisture and weather. All that data gets crunched by predictive models to forecast things like when pests might show up. And then you have robots that can actually go out and do something about it automatically. Okay, so that all sounds great in theory, right? But what happens when all this high-tech stuff hits the real world? The mud, the sun, the unexpected rain? Well, the really interesting part is that it's not about replacing farmers. It's about giving them superpowers. Let's look at this organic orchard owner in India. He's got an AI app that helps him spot diseases. But he doesn't just blindly trust the tech. He mixes it with what he already knows. He sees clouds building up and thinks, pests are probably coming. Then he checks the app, and it confirms what his gut was telling him. That gives him the confidence to take action. Or how about this story? A farmer in a hilly part of India starts using AI forecasts to get ready for heavy rain. Great idea, right? But the internet connection was spotty. So what did he do? He blended the new tech with an old-school solution. He built a temporary dam to collect the rainwater, so even if the forecast didn't come through, he was still prepared. And here's one more example. A farmer tries out some hybrid seeds an AI app recommended, but they just didn't work for his specific patch of land. So he went back to his native seeds. And this teaches us a really important lesson. The best results happen when you combine the new tech with that deep local knowledge. Like he says, you gotta consider them side by side.
And that's really the key takeaway here. The true revolution isn't just about the cool new gadgets or the AI. It's about blending that powerful digital intelligence with decades, even centuries of human experience on the land. And when you get that blend right, man, the results are just incredible. They're transformative. And not just for the farmer's bottom line, but for the health of the planet, too.
And look, the numbers don't lie. When you actually ask farmers who are using these tools, the feedback is overwhelmingly positive. We're talking a huge 83% seeing better crop yields, 75% say they're monitoring their soil better, and 72% are managing pests more efficiently, which, by the way, usually means less pesticide. That's a win-win-win. So all these benefits really become the foundation for the farm of the future. Let's break it down. You're getting more food from the same piece of land. You're losing less of it to bad weather or bugs. You're farming more sustainably by using less water and chemicals. The food gets to us more efficiently through smarter supply chains. And really importantly, the tools are becoming easier to use, so more people can get in on this. So this all leads to a pretty big final question, doesn't it? We've seen how AI can create this incredibly detailed digital game plan for just one single plant. The real challenge, the big question for all of us, is can we take that amazing micro-level precision and scale it up to design a better, more sustainable way to feed everyone on the planet?